The Chargers had their bye week. What do you expect from them after the bye week?
Yeah, a whole lot, Fernando, because this is a team that's 4-3. They're doing better than the LA Rams, who are 3-4, and it seems like everybody's writing them off. So I'm just curious to see, will they feed off of that? They're going to Atlanta, right? Fernando playing the Falcons. I
Waffle
think they
House,
should, yeah, the Waffle House. I think they should win
lemon
that.
pepper Lou wings.
By the way, that you remind me of something else. When the Falcons went to the Rams at SoFi in week 2, SoFi has a thing about doing food about from the opposing team side. Like they had to do waffles.
Really?
It wasn't, yeah, chicken and waffles. It wasn't the business. But anyways, you just reminded me
We
of
don't
that.
get that. We just get Mexican stuff.
Oh, really? Oh, they try to do like opposing beat theme food. I don't know.
We get crap.
Sorry.
We get crap.
It's crap regardless, Fernando. But yeah, it doesn't compare to Atlanta. But that's again, they should definitely win. I know. I'm assuming no Mike Williams, right? Obviously, no Rashawn Slater, no Joey Bosa. What? No Keenan Allen at practice, but maybe that would change. I'm just curious to see. Can this be a game, Fernando? Yeah, you could tell me in a bit because I know there's something
No,
bothering you. But can this be a game where just Justin Herbert just becomes Justin Herbert and carries a team to victory? Like the Superman kind of hero. Shout out to Henry. Dang, I gotta get his
Cavill.
name right. Cabell. Maybe this could be the game where Herbert coming out the bye week just carries the team. They're banged up, get to 5-3.
I looked over and I saw Joshua Palmer, Michael Bandy, Jason Moore, and DeAndre Carter at receiver. And I was like, good God Almighty. I'm like, everybody should get on their hands and knees this week. Rezarle a Diosito, because if that's the receiving core that you're going to go out there with,
That's why I
even
said
if it's the
Superman effort
Falcons,
for Justin Herbert. Superman.
even if it's the Falcons, I don't know. I mean, and it's funny because I'm looking at their schedule. I see no Mike Williams. If they lost the next 4, I wouldn't be surprised. Looking at their schedule, no Mike
Give me the
Williams.
name.
Mike
Give
Williams
me
is
the
a serious.
schedule.
Mike Williams has really turned himself into a star on this team. And without him, I just don't know how. Even if they have Keenan Allen back, I just don't see how they're going to be able to move the football with. I mean, unless they get the running game going. But I mean,
Well,
I just I
give me the 4 games that you're thinking it might be L's here.
I mean, they play Atlanta this week. They go to San Francisco next week. They go to then Kansas City comes to SoFi.
Oh,
Then I think they
wow.
go to Arizona.
They could go 2-2. It's Arizona and
Unless
Atlanta.
unless the new Call of Duty drops when they're gonna play Kyler Murray. I just don't. Joey might be back for that Arizona game, so maybe. But I just don't see how they can go. I just don't see how they can go 2-2 with that. And you know what's funny? And this is what I was telling somebody today. I think if this is really Chargers football, they'll lose to Atlanta, they'll beat the 49ers, they'll beat the Chiefs, and they'll lose to the Cardinals. That would be their 2-2. They would beat the 2 toughest teams and lose to
Sounds right.
the 2 teams that they should lose to or beat. So it's just crazy. But speaking about the 49ers, I think I had a different takeaway than a lot of different people did. I think, and this is just, correct me if I'm wrong, the Kyle Shanahan said, okay, I have no Deebo Samuel this weekend. Christian McCaffrey, guess what? You're going to be my Deebo Samuel. One player beat the LA Rams, and that was Christian McCaffrey. What did he do it with? His arm, his legs, and his hands. First running back since LaDainian Tomlinson of 2005 to throw, catch, and run for a touchdown. That kid was electric, but I just thought that's exactly what they did. They said, hey,
Fernando,
we have no Deebo Samuel.
just for the bingo card, who did the LT play for back in the day?
The San Diego Chargers.
Bingo.
Well, hey, it was a stat that I knew, but definitely I thought exactly. Thank you. I honestly thought that's exactly what the Rams or that's what the 49ers did, and the Rams just couldn't stop it. It is incredible to me that one team cannot stop one player. Like a whole defense couldn't stop one player. Because I mean, yeah, some other Ayuk had a couple of catches, other guys had, but they were literally just going Christian McCaffrey heavy the whole game, and they could not stop it. I mean, and obviously in a couple of weeks the Chargers are gonna have to face them. I'm sure the Chargers won't be able to. And it'll probably be Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey, and they'll be like in semi-pro. Hey Nets, Yeah, good luck stopping it. We can't stop it during practice. So I'm sure the Chargers will have a couple of hard times against those two guys. But man, they're explosive. The 49ers really did take it to the Rams, and I'm not surprised by it, but wow, like the 49ers are, and they're missing guys. Jason Verrett didn't play. Eric Armstead didn't play. Debo Samuel didn't play. Like, man, that the 49ers might be the best team in the NFC, as a whole. They may be the best team out there. Man, I mean, not I'll go with the Eagles first, but they're probably the second best team out there. I really think that they have something special going. And who would have thought that if it wasn't for Jimmy G being back, they probably wouldn't be this good. But they dismantled the Rams. I was real like they blew the Rams out. And then another thing is, I've heard all this stuff about, hey, the Chargers have no fans. Did anybody watch? I thought you were in San Francisco. I heard loud cheers whenever the 49ers scored, and I heard nothing when the Rams scored. So that's why when the Rams first came out with the Whose House, I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. It's gonna come back and haunt you. And against the four, I'm sure. Did they really even play it? Did they ever go Whose House?
I heard it at the beginning, and then
Okay.
when the game
Yeah.
started going, they
Maybe.
stopped playing it. But to end this Compas on the LA Beat segment here,
And then I
Fernando.
didn't see Sean McVay celebrating. What happened?
You got
Sean
three. You got
McVay
three
wasn't
takeaways from this. Wow.
he wasn't
Uh,
fist pumping. He wasn't running on the touchdowns and stuff. Why?
and you want to keep going. He let Cooper Cup, play in the final plays of the
That was
game, and he got hurt.
that was dumb. And that's why I've said when the Chargers were up or the Jaguars were up, take Justin Herbert out. That's the kind of dumb stuff that happens. And if it happens to the great Sean McVay, it could happen to anybody. That's why you take guys out. If you're getting blown out, take the dudes out. But my bad. Go ahead. What else were you
No,
gonna say?
just the last thing I want to say on this, Fran, because I already covered on House of Horns. Subscribe on YouTube, Spotify,
What?
Apple Podcasts, and do the same thing on What's Up Boats. You do a
Well, you
great
like
job
my take?
there. Yeah, and I agree because they got beat by a one-man show, and the only thing I could explain was after they forced McCaffrey into a fumble, they couldn't recover it.
Yeah.
And then after that, they scored a touchdown and it became 17-14. And that's when the mindset got the best of them. They got frustrated. They remembered the losing streak. They saw all the red in the crowd. I know McVay said, it's not about the history. It's not about the history. We spoke to Greg Gaines today. He said, yeah, we were thinking about the history. It got in our minds. We're frustrated. We're beating each other up, ourselves up. And then when you have to do it with all the red in the crowd in your home crowd, George Kittle went on his phone or whatever on San Francisco's social media account saying, we're at SoFi South. Like they know they own that whole area there. So yeah, they're done with the 49ers series this year, unless they play each other in the NFC title game. I don't see it, Fernando. But this is going to be a thing next year. You got to get over this 8-game losing streak in the regular season. And it's a mental weight that they're carrying on the field every single time they play against Kyle Shanahan.
And you're an interception away from them of going to the Super Bowl. And
Yep,
it would have been
that's
Bengals
all they have.
49ers. So I mean it's one of those things, but yeah, I get what you're saying. But